The Supreme Court of India has sounded a sharp warning to the judiciary, cautioning judges against delivering questionable or controversial judgments just before retirement and flagging this trend as a threat to judicial integrity and public confidence. Acting on a litany of concerns, the top court pointed out that some judges, across high courts and even within the higher judiciary, appear to be making bold, high-impact orders in the final days of their tenure. The bench observed that such conduct, if perceived to be driven by extraneous and ulterior considerations, could invite disciplinary action and erode the credibility of the judicial system. This warning comes against a backdrop of what commentators have described as a growing trend of judges metaphorically hitting sixes just before retirement, issuing landmark decisions or sweeping rulings in cases where the timing raises eyebrows. Critics say decisions made in the twilight of a judge's career can sometimes reflect personal legacy ambitions rather than sound, consistent jurisprudence. The Supreme Court's advisory message was stern but pointed. Judicial decisions must always stem from reasoned legal analysis, not the proximity of retirement. The apex court underscored that a judge's duty is to uphold the rule of law, not leave behind headline-grabbing orders lacking solid legal foundation. Legal experts note that judges approaching retirement can be vulnerable to external pressures, promotional ambitions, post-retirement opportunities, or even ideological leanings, which may unconsciously influence their final judgments. Story after story in recent years has amplified this debate, prompting calls for clearer standards on judicial conduct and accountability. The Supreme Court has reminded judges that every judgment carries the weight of the judiciary's reputation. Even a single controversial order can cast a long shadow over decades of service, especially when it appears time to coincide with retirement. In its caution, the court is not just preserving legal consistency, it is protecting the sanctity, impartiality, and public trust in the institution entrusted with safeguarding democracy. As debates around judicial ethics continue, this warning from the Supreme Court could mark a turning point in how retirement time judgments are scrutinized, and how judges are reminded that the law must never be compromised, especially in the final innings of service.